Hi, I'm Chef Jo from Clean Eating, and today it's all about potato. Now, there's so many varieties of potatoes at your markets and grocery stores. How do you tell which one's which, right? Well, first off, there's two different kinds of potatoes. There's a starchy potato and there's a waxy potato. Now, an easy way to tell which one's which at home is a starchy potato will always sink when you put it in a brine solution of water. So you can just take your little potato, it's a fun game, and drop it in. It sinks, so this is a starchy potato. Now, your starchy potatoes are really good for your baking, your mashing, they're absolutely delicious. And your waxing potatoes are good for baking as well, and you can fry them in a little bit of olive oil and they're really delicious. Now, we've got one of my favorites here, the Yukon Gold potato. These have a golden flesh on the inside, they've got a thin skin, so you don't have to peel them, which is good news because we can keep all the fiber intact and eat the skins. Now, if you're going to boil these, you don't want to overcook them because these potatoes will kind of start to disintegrate a little bit and turn really mushy if you overcook them, so just be careful. Now, next we have some little baby potatoes, and really these are actually baby Yukon Gold potatoes. You can see they look almost exactly the same, except of course this guy's a little bit smaller. And these are a little bit sweeter. They're really nice to roast. You can just toss them in a little bit of olive oil, some garlic, some fresh herbs, and they're really delicious with any sort of roast. Now, they come in different colors. So we've got some purple, some red, and some white. And then we've also got some baby fingerling potatoes. These are also baby potatoes, so they're a new potato, they're not quite mature, and they're really sweet as well. Now, these are delicious roasted, and to cut them, I like to cut them in half lengthwise so that you can keep their nice shape intact. They're beautiful shape, and you want to make sure that everybody knows what these are when you're cooking them. Now, these really beautiful guys are purple Peruvian potatoes, and these will actually keep their color when you boil them, so they're a lot of fun. Kids absolutely love them because they're purple. Who knew there was purple potatoes, right? Now, these are a lot of fun to use and a good substitute for your Yukon Gold potatoes. Now for the big controversy, we have our yams and our sweet potatoes, which everyone thinks are interchangeable, but they're actually not. We have several different kinds of yams here, and as you can tell, your yam on the inside is very white. Your sweet potato is orange and sweet. Yams will be not sweet and they'll be starchier, so these are good for baking, for roasting, and they'll taste almost like a regular potato. Now, the sweet potatoes actually are sweet tasting, and they have a little bit of natural sugar, and the skins are really good for you as well, and they have vitamin A. So as you can see, they're a lot different, but without cutting them, they do look very similar. Now, these are a couple different kinds of yams. So we've got a sweet potato, we have an organic white yam with white flesh as well, and then we have a red yam. So you can see these are really easily confused. Now, be careful when you're going to the markets or the grocery store because a lot of times they mislabel the sweet potatoes and the yams. So if you're not sure, just ask if you can have one sliced open and you can see the inside. If it's orange, it's a sweet potato. If it's white, it's a yam. So be very careful. Now, when buying your potatoes at your market or your grocery store, you want to make sure that they're nice and firm and not wrinkly. You also want to make sure that they don't have a green tint on the outside. And if they've got any little ears, like these little guys, and you've already bought them and brought them home, all you have to do is just cut them off. They're not bad, but just make sure that you cut all these little protrusions off, and then you're good to go, no problem. I'm Chef Jo, thanks for watching, and join us again for more tips and tricks at cleaneating.com.